the questions.
No, I can hear you.
There you go. All right, Coach, we'll just kind of start real quickly. Just what your first thoughts were, first impressions of first meet at Hayward in
Oh,
3
wow.
years.
Whenever you talk about these first things like this, one of the things that it harkens me back to is Hello World. Who made that quote famous? Sir Eldrick Tiger Woods. And so I feel the same way. This has been a long time coming for us here in our program. And to see over the last couple of days, the other teams, not only the athletes, but the coaches, and then get all the pats on the back about this is amazing. It's been a surreal moment today, a long time coming, and thankful, blessed, happy to shoot the gun. I woke up this morning excited and giddy, couldn't wait to shoot the gun, almost like it was Christmas morning for myself, because I know the blood, sweat, and tears that went into pulling this thing off. And so I'm probably not doing it justice, and probably not going to be able to be thankful enough for all the people that are behind the scenes that were able to help and pull this thing off. And so just thankful, and thank everybody that was involved, all our support people, all our tech and AV people, all our custodians and janitors. Place looks great. Maintenance crew, it looks great. Grounds crew looks great. Just a really good job.
All right, we're going to start with Rob Mosley.
So did you ever at any point tonight just sink into just a normal track meet, like you were just coaching your team, or, where you kind of forgot the history you were making, or was it always a top of mind? I can't believe we're here. We're competing here finally.
Well, I know that when I walked in here and I got here, I have a little tradition to where I go and thank and high five, knuckle bump, air five, in today's world, all of our officials. And so I go to all the crews around the stadium. And just during that moment, I was like, aha. We're here, and you just get more and more anxious, like shoot the gun. And then shortly after that, the hammer throw got underway. But all that went away because then I started coaching the kids that I worked directly with. But then after I was done with that, I had a bit of a break. So I just went into the stands and I just sat and enjoyed and became a fan for about 10 minutes and took in some of the races and events were going on and some of the reactions, and really proud of our team. Our team really brought some energy to the stadium tonight, and thankful for them. They did a good job supporting their teammates, and they were loud in doing it. And I was like, is that them being loud, or is that the stadium making this thing amplified more than it should be? But thankful for them and appreciative of them and their efforts tonight as well.
Chris Hansen, registered guard.
Yeah, to kind of follow up on Rob's question, what about your athletes, Rob? Do you think that they were able to settle in and treat this like a regular meet at some point? Did you feel like they were nervous or overly excited coming into it?
Yes, a little bit. Even though maybe not as much as their competitors, because it was their first time here. They get a little better sense of it because they've been here for a time now and been able to practice and do some things. But it was their first time being able to see it under the lights. So in some of the early rounds and those jumps there, we struggled a little bit. And so probably not our best performances in the jumps today or tonight. But just to see them out there competing was special.
Back to Rob.
So if you took some time to just be a fan, what do the Hayward faithful have to look forward to? What's it like?
Oh my gosh.
What's this place like for watching a track meet?
Cush, plush, luxury. Welcome to the 5-star resort at Hayward Field. The video board and the capabilities there. We're watching a 10K and we're able to split every lap. So Hayward faithful is going to love that because they're so knowledgeable they're usually doing this on their own. And now for them to put their stopwatch away and for them to stop doing the math in their head and for them just to look at the scoreboard, the attention to detail where you can have the pole vault going on and then watch a javelin as well. So you can either watch it in real time or you can look at the scoreboard and see a split screen of both. So those were the things that I noticed right off the bat.
Any other questions for Coach? Looks like Chris has one. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, obviously, Cole Hawker comes in off of a huge indoor season and has a tough race tonight that he pulled out at the end. What are your thoughts on just, the start to his outdoor season?
Yeah, anytime that you can get the outdoor season started off with a W, it's a plus. These meets that we're doing here at Hayward and for the rest of the season, for the most part until we get to the championship season, is preparing us to get these regional qualifying marks. You guys know that number has been cut or reduced from 48 to 32. So these races matter. You got to get in the top 32. So it'll be a little more competitive in getting there. And so if we're talking about Hayward, the team aspect of it, we got 4 wins tonight. So not only Cole Hawker, but there were a few other kids that won some races as well. So always good to get W's. One thing here in our program that we always try to celebrate is wins and personal records, PRs.
Back to Rob.
So any other performances that you were particularly impressed by? I mean, you said, sounds like some kids might've been a little awestruck by the venue, or some kids not that, and were able to really excel.
Yeah, look at our freshman guy, Jet Kinder. He goes out there in the javelin and he throws a personal best 6 times in a row, from the opening throw all the way to the 6th throw. And so he got the clap going there, and you heard the fans and our team get behind him, and then he throws his hands up. So that excitement there is always good to see. Those things like that. Tori Sloan and the long jump. She's our resident high jumper here on our team, and so to see her get a win and another event. Matter of fact, it's her second one. She won at the Aztec. Now she wins at the Hayward Premier. So the wins like that are always plus. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize all the PRs. And of course, I don't want to bore you guys with that, but 14 or 15 PRs with the athletes that competed tonight. Carmela making a season debut, coming back for a 5th, 6th year, or COVID year, I think it's been phrased by the NCAA, running a little bit off of her personal best. Last time we seen Carmela run, she was a runner-up in the 10K in Austin, Texas. So just little things like that to see the kids that have been waiting to run, see them compete outdoors is great, because they didn't have indoor eligibility.
Anything else? We got one from Laura Shantz.
Hey, Robert, I was wondering, so everybody's been pointing toward this meet for such a long time now. What happens next? Is it going to feel strange to have this behind you, or how do you, what now? And I know half the meet's still to go.
Well, Lori, let me clarify that statement a little bit. Yes, we're pointing toward this meet internally. However, we didn't know that it was going to happen until 8 days ago. So I'm truly not doing it justice on how thankful I am for our support staff and being able to pull this thing off in such a short time. When you think about the magnitude of it and all the teams to get here and getting approval, it was definitely one of those things where we were sitting on pins and needles. I talked to some of our my supervisor and told him that we're going to be on the starting line waiting for approval for this meet. And so we were lucky enough to get in 8 days. And so where we go from here, probably onward and upward to the next one. We're trying a new concept because of the year that we're in, where we're going to split our team. And half are going to be here in Eugene, and the other half are going to be in Arizona. And if that goes well, maybe this will be something that we try to make a tradition. But that's where our focus is going to be. We try not to get too far ahead of us, our schedules. And so that's where we'll start our focus to next. And actually, I should say, after we get past tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then we'll turn our focus on to a couple of weeks from now.
If I could follow up on that, Robert, has that been tough? I mean, in addition to the coaching duties, have your administrative duties just gone up with COVID and figuring out what was going to happen with this?
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard, Lori. I'm assuming all of you guys have increased workloads, because of all the budget cuts and the sacrifices that everybody has to make. You have to take on some responsibilities that you didn't have to do a year ago to make it work. And so I can't be thankful enough for the way our staff has morphed into multiple hats that they wear. And then God bless the other people that support us. They have to do track, they got to do softball, they got to do soccer, they got to do baseball, all on reduced staffs. And so I can't be thankful enough for those people because they're the ones that's making this thing work. You sit here and talk to me, but those are the real heroes here, and how we're able to make this thing, shared responsibility, shared accountability. These people have been rock stars.
Any other questions for Coach? I've got one from Brian Sutton, SOJC.
Hi, Coach. I was just wondering, because you were talking about the other day how many of your athletes have never run at Hayward. So what is it like as a coach getting to see them experience that for the first time?
It's quasi exciting. And when I say quasi, yes, they've run at Hayward. They ain't really run at Hayward till the fans get here. And so this is an experience, and they'll remember this one for the rest of their lives. But wait till we have the real Hayward when those people are here and you can't hear yourself talking to the person right next to you because they're going crazy and they're celebrating. That's the Hayward field I remember, and that's the Hayward field that I want them to experience.
All right, I think that will wrap it up. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks, Coach.
Good question, Brian.
And we'll do this again at some point, and I'll send that email out.